Every gilded cage is built with walls of comfort. The only question is what you're paying for them.
So there's this term you might not have heard of, techno-feudalism, but I bet you've felt it. It's that weird, creeping feeling that the digital world we all live in is being built by forces that, well, don't exactly have our best interests at heart. In this explainer, we're going to put a name to that feeling and show you the actual architecture of the cage being built around you. It really does all start with that feeling, doesn't it? That quiet, nagging voice in the back of your head when you're scrolling or working, that maybe your choices, your thoughts, maybe even what you want aren't totally your own, that you're kind of just walking down a path that someone else paved for you. And look, that feeling, it's not paranoia. It's actually a pretty logical reaction to a system that's been meticulously designed to influence you. So let's break down how this whole game works. And it all starts with the algorithm. Think about it like this. We've gone from broadcast to totally bespoke manipulation. Old school propaganda was like throwing a giant blanket over a whole crowd. Modern AI, it's more like a scalpel, precision engineered just for you. It's completely supercharged the game, moving from these broad campaigns to hyper-personalized psychological nudges that react to your emotions and vulnerabilities in real time. And here's the engine that makes it all run. The algorithms that build your reality, they don't care one bit about what's true. They only care about one thing: engagement. And what's the quickest, easiest way to get engagement? High emotion stuff, especially anger and outrage. It means these platforms have a direct financial incentive to make you angry, warping your whole view of the world toward conflict just to keep you scrolling. So these algorithmic tricks, they're not just about your screen time. We need to zoom way out now, because the exact same logic of control is being used to reshape our entire economy into something that looks, well, it looks alarmingly like a digital plantation. I know, when you see it laid out like this, the comparison is pretty startling, but the parallels are just undeniable. Researchers argue that what they call plantation logics, these systems built on total control, exploitation, and surveillance, they never really went away. They just got an upgrade for the digital age. Your job can now monitor your schedule, your keystrokes, and your data with a level of precision that squeezes value out of every single thing you do. And this brings us right to the heart of what people are calling techno-feudalism. In this new system, you've got a new class of elites, the people who own the giant digital platforms. They're the new landlords. They own the digital land where we all live and work. And us, we're the new silicon serfs, paying our rent not with cash, but with our data, our attention, and the free labor of our clicks and posts. The term wage slavery really slots in perfectly here. It's this idea that while you're technically free, you're so bound by economic pressure, by debt, by the cost of living, that your choices become incredibly limited. It creates this huge power imbalance that makes it almost impossible to just walk away from systems that you know aren't good for you. But here's the critical point. This system of control, it's not staying on your screen. Its logic is now literally being hardwired into the physical world around us. A digital cage is being constructed brick by digital brick. This cage is being built on 3 massive pillars. Each one is designed to fuse the digital and physical worlds together, locking you into the system. And it's happening right in your city, with your identity, and yeah, inside your wallet. All right, pillar number 1, the smart city. It's sold to us as this amazing, efficient future. But how it works is by turning our cities into a giant grid for collecting data. Every stoplight, every camera, every lamppost becomes a sensor. This constant surveillance doesn't just track where you go, it helps create a digital twin, a perfect virtual model of you. And that data can then be used in ways that could easily stifle free speech or create biased systems where services aren't based on need but on your data profile. Pillar 2 is biometric ID, where your own body literally becomes your password. Using your face or your fingerprint to log in seems super convenient, right? But the risk is enormous. Think about it. You can change a stolen password. You can't change your face. A data breach of your biometrics is permanent and catastrophic. It creates this unchangeable record of you that can be used for perfect, lifelong tracking by anyone who gets their hands on it. And the third pillar, this one hits your finances. Central Bank Digital Currencies, or CBDCs. Now, this is not the same as using your credit card. This is government-issued digital money. And unlike physical cash, which is private, a CBDC could create a permanent, centralized record of every single thing you ever buy or sell. Every transaction leaves a digital footprint, potentially wiping out financial privacy as we know.
And this quote just nails the ultimate danger here. With CBDCs, money itself could become programmable. A central authority could, in theory, decide what you're allowed to buy. They could enforce spending limits or, get this, even make your money expire if you don't spend it how or when they want you to. It would completely change what economic freedom even means.
Okay, so if this cage is being built all around us, you've got to be asking, why do so many of us still feel free? Well, it's because the most effective kind of control never feels like control. It hides in plain sight, and it's disguised as your own choice. We all know this one, right? The classic pop culture choice. But what if it's a trick? What if the real choice, the choice to not take any pill at all and just walk away, was never even put on the table?
This is a classic manipulation technique. It's called a false choice. You get offered option A or option B, but here's the secret. Both options lead to the exact same outcome that the manipulator wanted all along. You see it everywhere, in politics, in marketing, even in parenting, because it gives you the illusion of control, making you feel empowered while quietly guaranteeing that you do what they want. But the most powerful lock on this whole cage? It isn't external. It's internal. And this is the most personal part of the whole system, how our own very human desire for comfort can become the softest and most effective leash of all. Our brains are just wired to seek comfort and safety. We love routine, but that very instinct can be weaponized against us. We learn to put up with things we know are wrong, a soul-crushing job, a creeping injustice, because the quiet misery we know feels safer than the terrifying uncertainty of actually trying to change things. And over time, this desire to just belong, to feel safe in our group, it programs us to start censoring ourselves. A difficult truth comes up, but speaking it might get us kicked out of the tribe. So we adjust, we rationalize, we start telling ourselves stories to reinterpret the facts. Pretty soon, what we believe is more about loyalty than reality. We learn to stay quiet to keep the peace, and we call it being mature. And that's the ultimate trap, isn't it? It's the horror of waking up one day, wrapped in so many layers of soft comfort that you don't even realize you can't move anymore. You've traded the possibility of a bigger life for the certainty of a smaller one, and you mistake the softness of your cage for freedom. So we're not going to end this with a simple answer. We're going to leave you with a question. Now that you can see the bars of the digital cage, now that you get the logic of techno-feudalism, the question isn't whether you're comfortable. The question is, at what cost? Because knowing the cage exists is the first step. What you do next, well, that's up to you.